Well, good morning. It's Jono from The Forge Leader coming to you with another round of Monday Myth Check. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about coaching and some of the myths around coaching. In fact, I might do this as a bit of a series because I think this will open a whole bunch of, maybe a whole can of worms. But at the end of the day, what I want to talk about today is this concept of coaching is correction, correction is coaching. When I was a very junior worker, I was working at Xerox and I had a boss, nice guy, but not a good leader. And I was just hungry to grow and learn and get feedback. And I said to him, look, I kept asking him, like, how am I doing? What's going on? And he finally said, look, stop coming and asking. He said, when you do something wrong, I'll let you know. And unfortunately, this is how we look at a lot of coaching. I've got clients that refer to coaching. I'm going to give somebody a coaching, right? So that means that they're getting corrected on something they've done wrong rather than encouraged in what they're doing right, but also how they can move forward. So I want to differentiate coaching and correction here because coaching brings hope, it brings direction, and it's always about a way forward. Whereas correction is about fixing things that are broken or wrong. Okay, now, does that mean coaching is brought when things, or coaching is not brought when things are going wrong? No, of course not. Of course you do. But at the end of the day, if I'm going to be getting coached by someone, I don't want it to start as a relationship where it's like I'm being coached because it's something I've done wrong. So when we look at coaching should be about taking forward steps. And I mentioned before the idea of it being hope, somebody having confident expectation of a good outcome. And so it needs to be these forward steps. At the end of the day, if you're not taking a person and improving them and moving them forward, why have you got them there in the first place? They're not just there to just fill a role and do a job. They're there to be inspired by you. They're there to grow with you. So what I want you to think about today in terms of this is to think about, if you have a formal coaching program, what does it look like? Is it very corrective and prescriptive in nature, or does it really open up opportunity to look at what the team member wants or the person you're coaching wants? Let's call them the client for argument's sake. Does it give scope for that person to have a space to grow and improve? Or is it just all, and often it's evidence in the documentation, is it all just prescriptive and based on, the things you do wrong and how you improve, and then putting that into your either a continuous improvement program or some kind of, staff review. And so I want you to think about that today. If you don't have a formal coaching program, I really encourage you to look around and see what would be good and how you could coach your people. When I'm working with leaders inside the Forge Leader, we actually walk through a whole, how do you coach? What do coaching programs look like? How do you mentor? How do you actually build your team? And then also in that journey, bring correction as well. Anyway, that's just something to think about today. Coaching is not all about correction. It is about building up and giving people a path forward. That's it for Monday Myth Check today. I'm Jono. As always, enjoy the journey.